Screech. Screech jump scares player in dark rooms if they don't look at it. One of the player attracted by Screech will be notified by a psst sound and must find the Screech to scare it off. Otherwise, it will damage the player, inflicting 40 HP of damage. You can use a crucifix, just be very quick. Otherwise, this entity can leave before the item is used. Hide. Hide is an obscure entity hiding in both types' hiding spots, closets, and beds alike. It will attack the player if they stay too much time in a hiding spot. The time you can spend hidden decreases as you open doors. Using a crucifix will not work for some reason. Rush. Rush resembles a low-contrast smiling face. It would go and zoom around the hotel and break the lights in each room it goes through. Its arrival is indicated by flickering the lights instantly or shortly after the door has opened, with its low-pitched screaming that gets louder as it gets closer. Any player caught within Rush's radius would be instantly killed. Players are able to survive Rush's attack by hiding. However, hiding too early can result in Hide kicking the player out. Players can use the crucifix to banish Rush. This does not permanently stop Rush, as it can still spawn later in the run. An example is in the greenhouse, where Rush can always spawn even if crucified. Good luck with that. Eyes. The eyes have a random chance of spawning every time the player enters a new room. It is a floating entity of purple smoke with 37 eyes. They rapidly take away the player's health if said player is viewing them. Eyes will despawn when the next door is opened, but have a chance to spawn twice or more in a row. It is possible to complete the game without encountering eyes, but it is unlikely due to them having a higher chance of spawning in the greenhouse. Rush will despawn eyes if it comes through and opens the next door, though. Halt. Halt is an entity that represents a typical sheet ghost. It has blue, glowing eyes and would inhabit a dining hall. It appears after the light flickers, although the lights flick much longer than Rush. When the user enters the next room, they will be taken to a blue ambient ballroom. The objective is to get to the other side. The player will move forward, then a text saying, "Turn back around" will appear, then "Halt" will appear in front of the player and chase it back. The player has to go back until the sign shows again. Keep doing this until you escape. If the door Rush opens leads to the dining hall, the player will be instantly teleported to the dining hall as normal, regardless of whether they are hiding or not. If this were to happen, then Rush can very likely kill the player instantly due to it being relatively close to where the player would teleport to, unless they were holding a crucifix prior to hiding or have an overheal to survive the attack. Ambush. Ambush functions in the same fashion to Rush. It flies through the rooms, and the player must find a hiding spot before it passes by. However, Ambush glows green and pink instead of the black fog that Rush has. It also features a different scream, and will rebound up and down the hallway a minimum of 2 times and maximum of 6 before disappearing. The lights also do not flicker to signal its arrival, meaning that the user must rely on sound only to state the arrival. It's easy to hear the sound, as it is like a rumbling and thunder sound combined, then it will come. It is possible for both Ambush and Halt to spawn in the same run. Since the Floor 2 update, Ambush has an almost guaranteed spawn at door 82 to 89. You will need at least 2 closets to survive Ambush in the mines by transitioning between them. Dupe. Dupe is an entity that tricks the player by using fake doors, which are numbered incorrectly from the door the player previously entered. It would also scribble out the number of the door to confuse the player. Dupe emits a quiet rumbling sound, which can be used to determine if the door is real or not. Significantly louder in dark rooms, including rooms where the lights have been broken. If a player attempts to enter a dupe door, the door will open, and Dupe will quickly lean its head forward, grab the player, stab them, throw them onto the floor, and slam the door shut. It is not an instant kill unlike most of the other entities, and along with Screech, both deal damage over time and will kill you if you can deplete to 0 health as you're damaged. Furthermore, if a player is jump scared by Dupe, whilst Rush or Ambush is approaching, they may be also jump scared by said entities simultaneously. Timothy is a spider that will rarely attack in containers the player opens. Each open container having a chance, jumping onto the player face and taking 5% of their health. Timothy can also be found on a web in the lobby. Timothy is one of the 4 entities found in the lobby. Fun fact, out of all the entities, Timothy probably tastes the best. Jack. Jack, formerly Mobble, is a minor entity indoors. Jack has a 1 in 200 chance to appear inside a wardrobe when trying to enter one, and very rarely it will spawn behind the door 1 in 2,000 chance. When spawning in a wardrobe, Jack jump scares the player without dealing any damage whatsoever. If there was a window in the room Jack appeared in, the rain outside will also turn blood red, lingering forever unlike the rest of the room. Despite the achievement being called Meet Jack, the code source is Encounter Mobble. Glitch. Glitch is activated when the experience's room generation fails or an unknown occurrence happens, for example, if a player falls into the void. It is much rarer than before the hotel update, especially since Glitch's main purpose was replaced with void in the hotel update. It also used to damage player if they were left behind by other player. With the newly improved room generation system, finding Glitch through the means of a room generation error is far less likely. Glitch can also be found by staying behind in an unloading room in the back door. Window. Window is a harmless entity that does not interact with the player in any way. It is a very rare occurrence and can occasionally be spotted when lightning strikes outside any of the small windows in any room. In the lobby, Window can be formally found outside the hotel in a window near the back door entrance, where it stays idly and does nothing else. Window can also be found after Seek Chase or so. Another name for Window is Sally. As of the end of the hunt, Window is no longer in the lobby. Shadow. Shadow is a slightly transparent entity that appears randomly and has about a 1/2,000 chance of spawning. It is a very minor jump scare, only flickering the room it is present in. Besides the short jump scare, a player cannot interact with Shadow in any way. Dread. Dread appears as a white and light blue bacteria-shaped entity that has a sponge-like texture. If a clock strikes midnight, Dread will begin chasing the players. In order to escape Dread, players either have to open the door to the next room or use the crucifix on Dread. If Dread catches up to a player, the player will be stunned and killed by Dread. Dread is the first and currently only entity that has a frowning mouth. All the other entities either are smiling, have a neutral expression, or don't have a mouth. Void. Void is an abstract entity that will teleport players that are left behind in a lobby of at least 2 people. It doesn't have an actual appearance, only its shade being present. When the previous rooms are unloaded, it'll teleport all players that are left behind to the player ahead, preventing them from falling off the experience. It works similar to the glitch from before the hotel update. It damages the player, although the amount it deals seems to be inconsistent or otherwise unknown. Figure. The figure appears to be a monstrous humanoid entity with a rib cage sticking out of its column and its face being a mouth. It seems to have 18 sharp teeth. The figure is guaranteed to spawn in doors 50 and 100. Figure is blind and will use its hearing in order to track the user. Producing noise or being in close proximity with it will attract the figure, encouraging the player to crouch and stay away from it. Player can escape from the figure by hiding in a closet or crouching in a corner. If the figure comes close to the closet that the user is hiding in, it will trigger a heartbeat minigame. Failing this minigame will kill the player. Using a crucifix will not work, as the entity will break free from it. Seek. Seek is an entity resembling a humanoid composed with an unknown black substance and has a chase scene which starts somewhere after room 20 and stretches 6 doors ahead. It is found a second time somewhere after room 50. Seek makes everything fall down, such as bookshelves, closets, or couches. The first Seek chase has a very small chance of not happening, but the second chase will always happen. Seek jump scares players upon killing them. The Dam, door 200, contains a boss fight with a version of Seek known as Dam Seek. When players enter the dam, there is a brief moment before Seek goop emerges from spillways, flooding the dam. To defeat Dam Seek, players must turn valves that are highlighted by guiding light. It may be the case that, canonically, Seek is constantly stalking the players and their progress. Guiding light. The guiding light is an entity that resides in the hotel. Its main purpose is to help player by emitting a blue light in certain areas and doors. Although it does not have a physical appearance, the guiding light is capable of assisting the player with its glow and its advice when the player dies. Jeff. Jeff is an entity that resides in the hotel. Its purpose is to sell items to the user in a shop in door 52. Jeff is considered a friendly entity and will not damage players. Upon entering, Jeff will greet them before using his tentacles. If Rush spawns few doors after Jeff's shop, Jeff will close his shop, hiding all items and turning the music off. Items can be purchased at the Jeff shop with gold that the player must find on their journey. As of the Mines update, shining a light to Jeff will make Jeff block off the light with a tentacle. El Goblino. El Goblino is a harmless entity in Jeff's shop. El Goblino is a red goblin-like figure with a gold ear-piercing and cargo shorts. He has many voice lines. If Rush spawns a few doors after Jeff's shop, El Goblino will hide behind a box, giving a special voice line when approached. Bob. Bob is an interactable entity in Jeff's shop. He appears as a human skeleton with a blue baseball cap. Nothing happens if he is interacted with. Giggle. Giggles are always on the ceiling. When they are nearby, their giggling can be heard. Once they detect any type of movement below or close enough below to it, they will immediately jump down and land onto the players. They will attach themselves to a player's face, biting at it while also blinding them. Its corpse cannot be interacted with and will eventually fade away. If a player shines a light on a Giggle, it will be stunned temporarily and attempting to cover its eyes with its upper left tentacle. Players can safely walk under it while it is in this state. Grumbles. Grumbles are giant beige-colored creatures, being bigger, larger, more matured versions of Giggle. Grumbles initially make their appearance in the nest, door 150, immediately following the end of the first seek chase. A total of 5 Grumbles, including the Queen Grumble, patrol the nest. If a player is in the line of sight of a Grumble, it will start chasing them while laughing deeply. If its line of sight of a player is broken, it will stop chasing a player and continue to traverse the nest. If a Grumble touches a player, it will fling the player away from them, stunning a player briefly and dealing 50 damage. If a player is being chased by a Grumble, they are able to shine a light source on its face to slow its movement speed, giving them more time to find a safe spot. Gloombats. Gloombats are usually in a group of 5 or more and fly around the mines. They hate lights and will viciously swarm around them to try and disable them as soon as possible. As such, most rooms that they spawn in will be dark. If any player uses any type of light source, other than glow sticks and laser pointers near them, they will attack the player until the light source is gone or the user dies. There are a few ways to get rid of the Gloombats, such as waiting for a door to be illuminated by guiding light or try to make them backtrack into a room with figure for it to eat them.